I was born by the river. I was shaking that ass, bending over by my pussy. I was making that cash. Hey, why the fuck are all my batteries dead, bro? One notch. I got one goddamn notch left. I was about to close it, but actually I want y'all to see that shit. It's a healing thing, motherfucker. Y'all, it was an expensive weekend. And if you own a car, the one thing that they always would say is that as soon as you get yourself afloat, you got things running pretty smoothly, your car will turn its back on you. Yeah, my car. So I went to go get my car detailed, right? And because I was just about to take my trip down to DC to go see my lady, and I wanted to get it like a good detail. I want to take care of the paint, like getting this. The person I go to has this specific like ceramic wax something. I don't fucking know. Nonetheless, I let my mom take my car into work, and she calls me, and they're like, she's like, Leah, you know, they found something, you know, like in or on your car. Like I didn't really hear her too well at first, and so my first assumption was, oh, they found a blunt. I was like, oh, girl, they found a nug. I'm like, you know, my mom's gonna trip on me. She don't like that I smoke, and so I'm thinking like, oh, well, what would they find? Like, what happened? And she was like, they found a little blip in your tire. So it's basically, if I hope I'm explaining it correctly, think of it like a tube inside the tire itself. So there was a leak in that from me potentially hitting a pothole or parking my car. I'm assuming I hit a pothole. And so the air kind of leaked out, and it is causing like a little blip on one of my tires. And so at first I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, they'll fix it, you know, get a couple hundred, you know, I'll be fine. Nope. Had to get 4 new tires. I was so upset. I was frustrated. I was very frustrated because my car, I've had my car maybe for like 15-16 months. March, April, May, June. 15 months, and it has been vandalized by children. It's been vandalized by children. It has been hit and run at work. Something else had happened to it, and now one of my tires, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm putting so much bread into this car. Like, it's about to stay there. I'm about to not drive it to work anymore. Like, I'm about to take our other car, the one I used to have before I had a car, our beater car. I'm about to start driving that shit around to work because I'm getting hot boy from how much my Ghost has been through. That's my car's name, Ghost. How much Ghost has been through in a short amount of time that we shared with each other. So I circulated nearly $1,000, you know, labor, and then I need an alignment. That's the other thing I didn't fucking know. When you get 4 new tires, you need to get an alignment for your car. That was bread, and so like I said, $1,000 later, and I finally got my car back. And I was actually I'm feeling like it's karma, because I was talking shit about somebody I was fucking with at one point. Like, you've been through all this car shit. You go through a lot of car shit, my G. Like, you got all this stuff going on. I'm riding pretty in Ghost. Ghost hadn't given me no issues, no nothing. It was cool. And then, and I also think whenever my car was vandalized by children, I had to go into the daycare. That was the first time I had fucking COVID. It's them motherfucking babies' faults. Little germ spreaders. I love kids, don't get me wrong, but I can love them from a distance. I can love them from a distance. The type of shit you watch from a distance. But when I was at work today, y'all, I wasn't quite feeling it. Like, I was really just sitting there. Like, I can do my job. I do my job very well. So I basically create programming and events and support and advocacy for students. I love working with students. I love my students. I love how I teach them. I love the rate at which I teach them. I love the rate at which I'm learning how to be an administrator at my job. I love that I'm no longer waiting for somebody else to teach me how to do my job. I'm outwardly like going for it, like almost like the fearlessness, like FearlessLiy. I'm genuinely just like, shit, I don't know how to do this. I gotta talk to this person. This person literally may not even have the answers, but they'll know who to point me to. And so I had to get out of my head of thinking like, oh, if I email this person again, they're gonna get annoyed with me, they're gonna get this, they're gonna get that. And at one point I just told myself, let them be mad, let them be irritated, let them be frustrated, because at the end of the day I'm trying to do my job, and I'm also trying to learn how to do my job. Because full disclosure, full disclaimer, whatever the fuck one you want to use, I was on my way to medical school, and now I find myself working as an administrator in higher education. So you would think, and I'm not saying this just specifically about my institution, but just even whenever I graduated from Allegheny, like you would think that the full focus would always be on the student experience. But unfortunately it's not always that, because there are a lot of other things at play. Grants rules, how we use money. Sorry, I felt like there's a bug on my head. How money is used, how much you can use, what you can use it for. Like there's all these like barriers, and so if there's barriers in how me trying to do my job, I can imagine the barriers that our students are facing. But I'm extremely grateful for the fact that I get to see them and destroy them. Not the students, the barriers. I get to identify them, find out different ways and brainstorm and work with other departments. So it's really cool whenever I get the chance to like really work with people. But more often than not, I'm working by myself, which has become very draining. And that's the other thing about administrative work. Like you can create as much or as little work as you want to do. Like I'm sure there's some people that literally give themselves a minimal project or one huge project to work with over a span of X amount of months, or they give themselves a little project to work on once a month. And then there's me doing both at the same time. So with me creating my own work, I see how much effort goes into advertising, talking, contracts, money, what account is it coming out of, how do I put that there, how to move that there, blah 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 blah. And I hadn't realized how much work it was for real. And it's a lot of work, but it's not hard work, but it's intentional work. And I'm cool with that because I'm an intentional ass bitch, and I like doing things that I know will have the greatest impact on whatever community that I'm working to help. Now I'm just feeling like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move, and not just move out of my parents' house, but move out of the state. I'm really looking for something fresh, something new. Living in Pennsylvania, living in Pittsburgh, in and of itself, there's a lot of experiences that I no longer want. Like being the only chocolate chip in the cookie. I'm tired of walking into rooms and being the only black person there, being the only gay person there. I mean, you never know if somebody's gay or not, who's in the closet, who's down low. But I'm just very sick of feeling that shit. Like, I want to walk in somewhere and see a bunch of black women doing exactly what I'm doing with the same amount of drive. There's no jealousy, no animosity. Nobody's trying to bring me down or tear me down or try to teach me a lesson or humble me. Like, I am so looking forward to whatever opportunities the world, the universe, God has next for me, because I know my spirit team hears me and they feel me whenever I'm at the brink of like, I'm done, I'm sick of this. And the only reason why I'm still going to work every day now is because of the students, because of my students, the students I get to work with, the way I get to see them grow into themselves, the confidence that comes from them. I love that shit, and I love being a part of their journey. And it makes me think back of the people that I had in my journey, and then also just how some people will not necessarily pretend, but may help you 10% just so they can brag on you 100%. Like, oh yeah, I helped you get the foot. I helped you get your foot in the door, and I'm the whole reason why you're here. And it's like, you definitely opened the door, but it was my talents that brought me through. And I'm just really tired of people taking credit for my shit. I work really hard. And I know that there's a growing period of being in office, and you start at one level and you wait a year and you get your raise and you get your this. And then in my mind, I'm like, no, bro, I'm the shit. Make me a director tomorrow. Yesterday. Does it work like that? No. Is that okay? Yes, but it also comes to, what am I willing to do now to either continue growing in the position in the field that I'm in, but I'm also on some big entrepreneurship shit. Like, I would love for the Inside Perspective to be my full-time job, and one day it will be. And I'm gonna have so many other things attached to it. The lengths at which I can see the Inside Perspective going is gonna be huge. It's gonna be big. But I also know that God is building me up right now. And the one thing that I ask God to teach me is patience. And so as much as I want to be like, make me the director tomorrow, God is like, sit down, child. Learn. Observe. Absorb. Take what you need. Leave what you don't. So there's this balance of me being extremely fearless in the pursuit of everything that I want, while also the duality of stillness at the same time. It's like steadfast forwardness, but also at my speed, at my time. I used to think that I had to constantly be on go. That was what my entire childhood was like. I mean, I played the piano for a little bit. I played the guitar. I played the saxophone. I tried the trombone. I played the violin. I played basketball. I played softball. I tried volleyball. Did I say soccer already? I don't know. But my life was constantly boom, 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 boom. If I wasn't in sports, I was in some type of music. If I wasn't in music, I was doing some type of learning how to play chess. I was learning how to crochet at one point. Like, my life has constantly been boom, 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 boom. And with this right now, I feel like I have this, one title and many jobs, but I have this one job that I basically get to create the work that I want to do within the realms, within the goals and the mission of the institution, and I get to take my time in planning and executing. What's the problem, Lee? Like, what is it that, now you're like more, and I understand that I want to move, but I'm also currently in this space, and I'm in this space for a reason. So what is it teaching me? What is it showing me? What am I trying to grow from in this essence? I feel very stuck sometimes. Sometimes I feel super lost. Sometimes I'm wondering if I'm even listening to my spirit team correctly. Am I taking myself for granted? Am I being ungrateful? And so, because I'm hearing and feeling all those things, I took the time to meditate and really touch in with myself and ask myself, like, what do you want? Because I can have anything that I want. I've realized that. Anything that I've ever wanted, anything that I've ever worked towards, I've gotten. My degree, the Inside Perspective, my car, the shit I do at work, like, everything that I want to do, I get it. It's just not when I want it. Like, God will be like, yeah, you can have it, but just don't think you're going to get it when you think you deserve it or whenever you think you need it. And that's when I have been maturing my ego, because at first I used to be like, well, fuck it then. I'm not finna work on it if I'm not going to get it whenever I want to have it. And I'm just like, well, that's ungrateful. Like, that in itself is ungrateful. And so I sat with myself. I made my own little vision board. She's real cute. And I know that my next position, my next step in life, whatever I'm growing to, is going to be so lucrative, and not just financially, but emotionally fulfilling, personally challenging for me, because I like a challenge. I hope that lands, because I'm trying to make it seem like, I'm not saying like I want to go and have to do like biochemistry at work every day, but I would like to maybe get into a little calculus. I don't know. Maybe using courses isn't the greatest thing. I feel like I've been going to work every day doing the same workout with different, trials and tribulations coming in. But maybe even not just going to work every day. I just feel like every day I've been doing the same workout, but I have to understand that I'm getting better and better every day. Even though I'm doing the same thing, I'm mastering something. So even if it feels repetitive, it feels damn near quite literally unnecessary to do anymore, it's building me. It's growing me. It's helping me get to my next stage in life. And I know whether I get my job in DC, whether I get it in Cali, whether I get it in Chicago, whether I get it in Maryland, like wherever my shit is coming next, wherever I'm going next, I know that it will be everything that I want, need, and deserve. And I'm going after it fearlessly. And also a little delusional too. I almost said delusionally. I don't even know if that's a word. I've been attracting my goals in a way to where I had watched this TikTok and this woman was like, I put it on my credit card because my future self can afford it. Like, that's the energy I'm on. Like, my future self can afford it, so I'm going for it. I'll put that shit on my credit card because my future self can afford it. I'm already rich. I'm already wealthy. Wealthy in knowledge, wealthy in love, wealthy in finances. Like, I'm just it. And I'm going to believe in that shit. Even if I don't have it, I'm going to believe in it so much so to the point to when it happens, I'm extremely grateful, but I'm not surprised. Because I busted my ass to get there. I worked as hard as I could to make it happen. And I believed in myself. I don't even know. Unordinarily. Like, is that even a word? I don't know. Like, just so much. Like, I believe in me. I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities. Do I feel like this every day? No. Do I still tell myself these things? Fuck yeah. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm not afraid of people being mad at me. I'm not afraid of hurting people's feelings because I know I'm a good fucking person. I'll make mistakes. I'll learn from them. But I don't care if somebody's mad at me. I don't care if I make somebody mad. I don't care if I piss them off. I don't care if I'm the irritating gunk between their toes. If I need something, if I'm working towards something, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. But yeah, fearlessly attacking my goals, fearlessly believing in myself, because at the end of the day, anything I don't know, I can learn, and anything that hurt me before I've healed from. I'm that bitch. I'm quite literally that bitch. So anything I want, anything I need, it is all delivered to me at the time, in a time that I need it. The universe is working for me. Anything I want is already on its way. Anything that I need is already here. I just had to rip off the band-aid of giving a fuck what anybody has to think about me. Like, I was slowly but surely, like, picking at it. Like, It's like taking off a band-aid and pulling all the hairs and shit. I just finally came over and said, and I was like, ooh. But then also giving myself the space to be mad at myself for not holding my expectations. Like, I went to doctors to check. He's supposed to be a specialist for my kidney, and I knew from the moment that I walked in there, I should have walked the fuck out. I literally knew from the jump. Soon as I came in there, I should have left. But I kept listening to the doctor, well, the nurse practitioner that referred me to this doctor. He telling me he's a really good surgeon, really good doctor, be able to talk to me about what I'm experiencing. I'll be able to grow, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so, like I said, when I walked in, I should have walked the fuck out. And so, as y'all know, kidney, so bladder, got to pee, test my pee. Shorty, whenever I walked in there, I knew I had to pee, so I'm like, I have like a cup or something, because I know that y'all gonna want to test, Y'all, when I tell you, Shorty handed me a fucking Dixie cup, why didn't I leave? Why didn't I go? This bitch handed me a Dixie cup to take a piss in. But here I go still. Well, they said that he was a good doctor. Let me just give him a chance. Not everybody can afford, like, you know, my equity mindset's coming in of just like, you know, not everybody can afford this, and their individual practice, and just giving too much fucking grace. Too much grace. I go in the bathroom. Y'all, dirty ass bathroom. Dirty. And yet, here I go, like basically not even squatting over the toilet, because I'm like, I dare not. Because I just wanted to talk to the doctor to figure out what was going on with my body. But it made me so mad after I had left, because even once I meet the fucking doctor, y'all, he was terrible. Probably has all the knowledge in the world, but has terrible bedside manners, doesn't know how to communicate with his patients, and barely even let me fucking talk. But that's the one thing that I love that I learned about myself with being, like, with my mom being in doctors' offices and having been around, like, shadowing doctors, how to advocate for myself in that moment. And so Mr. Sir, well, technically Dr. Sir, was just rambling on. You didn't have an infection. You didn't have this. You didn't have that. Well, you don't have one right now. Bitch, I know. I just got done with the antibiotics. I'm here to talk to you about something else if you would give me a fucking second. And so it was a UTI turned kidney infection. And so he's like, oh, so you have a boyfriend. Bitch, do it look like I have a boyfriend? I am the boyfriend. Nigga had me hot. Nigga had me so hot. And so I'm like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. Just to see the uncomfortableness grow on him, like, bitch, no. I like women. I love women. I love my girlfriend. I love my lady. I had sex, just not with a man. Oh, yeah, bitch, oh. So I'm talking to him, and so I started spitting shit out because I have a medical background. And so once he realized that he couldn't talk at me, and I'm explaining things to him about how my ureter is connected to my bladder, which is also connected to my kidney, and the flow of it all, and I'm really speaking to him because I know my shit and I know my fucking body. Now he want to act a little different. Now he want to sit down and ask some questions. Oh no, nigga, I'm already calling the board. I'm calling the review board, and I'm calling the fucking health department, because this shit's getting shut down. Because now one other person will walk into this doctor's office that you want to call it and feel the way that I felt. Bitch, I always get my lick back, whether by the universe or by me. I always get my lick back. Nigga had me so mad, I'm getting turned up about it right now. But because I learned how to tell a doctor, excuse me, I'm not done talking. Excuse me, you interrupted me. Excuse me, I'd like to finish my explanation of my symptoms. Or whenever they're talking at me and they ask me a question and I think that it was a dumb fucking question, I repeat it back to them. So they know how the fuck they sound. But whenever I left, y'all, I was so mad at myself, because I told myself a few times, Aaliyah, just leave. Aaliyah, just walk out. Aaliyah, you don't have to do this. But because I wanted to know what was going on with my body so bad, I made myself stay, because again, he's a good doctor. And while he may have passed his boards with flying colors, he's used to treating patients on paper and not used to treating patients in person. And I had never felt so belittled and disrespected. And because I had went against my own judgment, I was pissed. Like, when I'm telling y'all, I'm in the car screaming, yelling, hitting the steering wheel, like, but I was proud of myself because I never let myself get that mad. I like, literally, I think the last time I ever allowed myself to be that angry. But because I never, since then, never allowed myself to get so irate and like feel the rage. Like, y'all know when you get so mad, you feel the warmth come down your body and down your arms. I'm yelling and screaming. I'm like driving down Penn Ave like, oh my fucking God, why would I let myself do that? Ah! Like, yeah. But I let it all out. And after I was done, I ended up with some friends for some drinks and some food. And after my second Prosecco, I started to unwind a little bit. But I was so fucking mad at myself because I didn't listen to myself. But I told myself that's the last motherfucking time. And I was talking to my lady about it later on that day. Like, I was like, babe, why do I keep willingly eating shit? Like, I'll take a mouthful of shit and eat it and be like, maybe the next scoop will actually be chocolate pudding or chocolate ice cream. But no, I'm just eating a bowl full of shit because I believe in goodness. I believe in the fact that maybe, you know, he couldn't afford the actual cups, or, you know, maybe the nurse just was having a bad day and that's why she was venting to me about all of her situations that were going on in her life. Maybe I'm just such an open person that people feel comfortable speaking to me. But then I'm realizing that I'm just absorbing everybody else's bullshit. And I'm learning the difference to observe instead of absorb. Because that doctor's appointment will be the last motherfucking time I will ever second guess my gut. He could have been the best doctor in the goddamn world. I would have never found out. Because between that bathroom and me pissing in that Dixie cup, and then the nurse, I don't even know if she was a nurse, telling me all this stuff and then asking me about my braids. I have locks, asking me about my braids. Walk the fuck out. But I had conditioned myself from such a young age to tolerate disrespect and belittlement and degrading from doctors. And now I'm too fucking old. And I've learned the language of how to defend myself, but now it's about walking the fuck away. I could have, because I don't like where it should, because should makes me feel bleh. So I could have walked out. I could have many times. And now I know when I do feel that, to trust myself wholeheartedly and fuck how it makes anybody feel, fuck the consequences, fearlessly walking the fuck out and into my own self and trusting me, believing in me. There's another doctor, bitch. Like, this is me talking to me. Like, bitch, there's another doctor. Probably a better one. But just know that the health board's coming for his ass. Because like I said, I always get my lick back. Always get my lick back. Between the last person I dated and how I conducted myself in that, all the way up until that fucking doctor's appointment I had the other day, I am fearlessly trusting my fucking gut from here on out. I am believing in myself. I am holding myself to a standard that I will also hold others to. If you cannot meet it, beat it. And that's going to be that. I will no longer, I can no longer, but I will no longer try to believe in something against my judgment. When it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. And for me, that's me being fearless. Because the more often than not, the reason that I stay or that I don't speak up is out of fear. Fear of being the bad guy. Fear of being the person that didn't try hard enough. Fear of being the person that said the wrong thing or overreacted to the wrong thing or the wrong reason. Fuck it. What do they say? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Fuck it. I encourage you to do the same. If there's something or someone that you no longer wish to do, wish to partake in, wish to spend time with, stop it. Stop it. Healing is more than just meditating and aligning your chakras. It's about paying attention to the fucking habits and cycles that you participate in daily and how they don't align with your goals or the person that you want to be. I'm becoming a badass bitch that says what she wants and gets what she wants and leaves when she wants. Find out who you want to be. Work towards it. Be delusional and believing in it. And be fearless. That's the inside perspective.